And so the journey begins, and in that, I appreciate my existence, God,
Yes.
everything, because I got the contract on the 12th of May, which is my birthday.
Oh my
So it was
gosh.
like vibes, man.
Ordained,
Yeah,
right?
vibes. I was born in this industry.
So do you think you'll ever be comfortable about money?
Oh, I wish for that day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Is it an
Amanda.
aspiration?
We've spoken about how I just want to drive.
I know.
I just want to drive. I just want to be
Convoy.
Yeah, I just want to be able to own it.
Yes, yes.
But sometimes, I have moments where my mom is calling me and saying, "Look, this is what's happening in the family." So I can't be in Hyde Park eating a 200 rand salad.
Yeah.
Whilst my family is not good.
No, of course.
So sometimes that hits me, but
Yes.
sometimes I know that that's a bit of a manipulation from my family.
Yeah, of course.
So the line that I need to walk, there's a line that I need to walk, and there's a line where I need to know that I can't save.
Yeah.
So
No, and I think that's important, and you and I talk about this a lot. And it's also a conversation that I really wanted to bring onto this vastly sage platform, because I've had these conversations with a lot of people, and I say, and money is a very personal thing, and it's something that a lot of people can't really share about. Even the struggles when you're like, guys, I can't handle any more black tax. It's depressing. It's draining. I feel like I'm not living for myself.
Yes.
But it's opening these platforms so that we have these conversations.
Well, let me say, Amanda, especially when it comes to black tax, this year I saw the benefits of it.
How so? Because I'm yet to see them.
My family was so, and although it was at an extreme level where I was so panicked I landed up in hospital because I didn't know I suffer from anxiety and all these things.
Yes.
So I landed up in hospital and the entire family was there.
Wow.
And I saw each one. I saw my contributions in each one.
Yes.
And I was kind of appreciating how they were there beyond the opportunity of me.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time I felt like, you just want me to survive because I'm paying the rent.
Of course. But I think you are one of the fortunate ones, because
I am.
black tech stories don't come with that kind of.
No, my family's been there. My mom is so worried.
Yeah.
My brothers are so supportive.
Yeah.
My nieces and nephews are so supportive. My extended family is so supportive that I feel like it's worth keeping them in consideration.
Of course.
From the rewards that I get to earn
to enjoy,
from all these things. So sometimes it's a bit tough, but sometimes it's a bit worth it.
I really think it's a struggle for a lot of people, because there's very little to go around. Firstly, just for that person earning that little and trying to build a life for themselves. And I think, the real issues around psychology of wealth is that we've come from places that say you cannot just be okay without making sure that the tribe is okay too.
Yeah.
But the part I think we've really missed is the fact that if I don't have enough to go around, even just for me, what then ends up happening is that I'm resentful of even my obligations.
Yeah.
Right? And often obligations that are not reciprocated, like you may have had in your instance. So, I always wonder, how do we rise above that we've come from a place of scarcity, and we're trying to build this abundance mentality. We're trying to push ourselves ahead here, right? But we feel like we're constantly being drained and dragged back by our cultural obligations, if I can put them that way. So how do you think we can find a balance and be comfortable with money, and be comfortable saying I don't have, and be comfortable saying, you know what, I've got plenty, let me help you out?
That's a flipping the question. I don't think there's a balance,
Yeah.
even if you try.
Yes.
I think there's boundaries,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
but they don't necessarily create a balance,
Yeah. Right.
right? So,
Yeah.
but it's an acute. It's like a fine line.
Yeah.
It's like such a faint line that you could miss it.
Yes.
There is no balance because the pressure of saying no and the pressure of saying yes,
The consequences.
the
of that.
consequences of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
dire. You face rejection,
Yes.
you face shame, you face regret and deep guilt.
Yeah. And being chastised, right? Because you're driving nice cars, you're living a nice life, but you don't,
Amanda,
right?
for real, like for me, like I am so dumbfounded about being an adult
Yeah.
because
Too late, my friend. You can't go back.
everything that I wanted, I possibly have the opportunity
Yes.
to get. But I didn't imagine that I'd be chugging along.
Carrying the weight.
Yeah. And so it is difficult to reconcile that
Yes.
as a living, active, ambitious human being. But it is not, maybe this is what I've realized in this conversation now.
Yeah.
It isn't the balance that was expected, but maybe this is the balance.
It's the best we can do, right?
Yeah, maybe this is the balance because I would love to be convoying somewhere and not just on the road, in the air.
Our conversations are just always so energizing because I always say, and you know this, I say, you know what, I actually cannot be in relationships or spaces where I cannot talk about money.
Yeah.
The
You've said that to
ambition.
me.
Yeah, because
You've said that shamelessly. And I'm like, I've wanted to grab that confidence. Like, I don't know what you have in you. I just want to grab it all the time. Like there was a time where we were celebrating your Destiny cover, and I was so proud to drive my car in there. And I was like, I hope she's watching.
Oh.
I hope she's watching. And there was a time when I was telling you about my house, and I've sent you a couple of pictures of recent, and I just want you to know because you're the only one in my life. That's how rare this relationship is. Who can receive that?
Oh.
No, for real. You're the only one who can receive my success in a way that feeds me.
Oh.
No, for real. Like, it's weird because my peers, my friends, I've lost them. I've lost them because I'm now the other.
Yeah.
Whilst we were dreaming together.
Yeah.
Whilst we were saying, and mind you, this very morning I was chatting about how possibly misplaced I am now in society. And this guy said, it's because people don't know your story. I'm like, but I can't keep on harping on about this hardship that I went through to get here.
Yeah.
It's wild for me to be able to do that.
Yes.
I want to keep it moving.
Yeah.
I understand that people are watching. I understand that people are interested in who I am.
Yes.
But in no way am I going to explain at every corner where I come from.
But don't you think there is opportunity in that? Because
Amanda, it's such a...
it's a difficult one, right?
It's a story, man.
Yeah.
And I love stories, but that's one I want to move on from.
But people like you, right, who have made it their mission to tell other people's stories, do not ever want to turn the camera around and tell their own stories.
Man.
Because you don't want to make it about you, right?
It's been so tough that it is still tough.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Where I say to you, like, I can't enjoy it without
thinking back.
I was talking to Nomzamo the other day, and she says, she booked a penthouse in Zimbabwe or somewhere. I think it was in Durban somewhere, and she brought her whole family there.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw that moment on Instagram, and she was speaking about how that's who she enjoys it with.
Yes.
I found myself being so envious of that.
Mm.
I was like, yes, that's a moment. But I remembered that I used to enjoy it in a similar fashion where I felt like everybody in my family needed to see it
Yes.
and be a part of
Where
it.
you were proving that you've become something.
Proving, wanting to enjoy it,
Yeah.
wanting to reconcile it, that
Yeah.
this is me,
Yeah.
this is us, this is where we are.
Yes.
But I figured that doesn't make the man. It doesn't move me forward.
Yeah.
It's actually a waste of money. Because what you want is not what the rest of your family wants.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So keep it moving, get the penthouse and be alone in it until someone can fill it with you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and I think that's important because you know we and I've learned this myself. I've learned it the hard way that my joy and my happiness cannot come from other people.
Yeah.
I must be happy. I sit in my home and drink my champagne by myself.
I've seen you.
Right?
I've seen you. I've been privy to that.
Cook and hang out with my husband. My husband has no time for anyone.
Let me tell you
he
something.
Stayed with you.
What a moment. Because if we can, that moment for me, you remember I was quite stressed when I came over. And I saw you cook and I saw you, enjoy your house. And I was like, I want to get there. I received success in my work 26, 27.
Mm-hmm.
And that's difficult.
Like a couple of years, just like yesterday for you.
4 years
just
ago.
yesterday for you.
It's difficult.
Yeah. But it is alienating, right? Especially when you're not ready to receive it.
I lost one of my best friends because of that.
Mm.
And I don't think it was because of me or it. It was because of how we related then.
Yeah.
And what relation was versus what it would be after receiving legend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that type of stuff.
So you have a love-hate relationship with money.
I do, because a big part of me isn't it. A big part of me is a fun, loving, let's get
champagne
lit.
Drinking.
Yeah, let's whiskey, champagne, let's get it.
Yes. Let's go live the life.
Success is a consequence or as you said, a byproduct of what I do. Yes. I love what I do.
Yes.
Anybody who has followed me knows that I put product before anything.
Yes.
Which is why sometimes my clients will be angry at me because I'll spend the whole budget.
Yeah, because you want to get the best thing out, right?
I'll spend it. I'll spend the entire thing on making sure that Amanda looks good on that cover.
Yes.
I don't care about money per se.
Yes.
I care about money because I'm attached to 40 odd people that need salaries.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, I'd get the salary and I'd create.
Yes.
But I think that's a joy that I get to enjoy because I'm lucky to be able to sit at a level where I get more than what I'm expecting because of the product.
Listen, I personally think you've done insanely well.
Thank you.
And I think a conversation about money and the psychology of wealth and why I really am incredibly passionate about is because we need to start having these conversations. Yeah. And I'm hoping that, people come to Vastly Sage looking for these insights and that they then carry these forward and say, okay, listen, I really want to be comfortable with money. I can tell you, I'm 100% comfortable with money.
I know.
I love what it does for me. I really can't even do any of my charity work without money.
Amanda,
I'm unable to do anything without the resources.
What? Okay.
Yes.
So can I turn the script? Can I ask you?
Be the interviewer.
How did you do that? Because I struggle with it.
Yes.
I struggle with it. It isn't something that is something I want it.
Yes.
I want it to be a part of my life. But
You know how I've done it, and it's a journey, right? I mean, I still can't, like, I don't splash what I've got.
yeah,
And there are times when I say something and I'm like, damn, why did I say that? But I've actually come to realize, you know what? There are a lot of people who have come from shacks like me, who've lived in a shack, who've come from traumatic circumstances, whose relationship with money was defined by a lot of trauma.
yeah.
And mine is that my mom left me because she came to Joburg to find work and never came back until I was, at a certain age, 7, 8, when I was introduced. But then she left again to come and, make money. So my personal relationship with money is again, you said love, hate, but I had to learn to love what it can do.
So do you love money?
I love money, baby.
And
I love money.
you don't have like a love-hate situation. You love it.
Now, I've come to appreciate what money can do for my dreams.
Yeah.
Because without it, I'm unable to meet any of my dreams. And my dreams are what? I love to transform people's lives. You said it. You've got 40 odd people in your organization that you are responsible for. Same, I've got people I work for, I work with, and I always tell them I work for them. And I've got it does feel like that. And I've got a family, I've got young children whose lives
beautiful
are really
children that are doing art.
and they're very talented. But I really think that, for me it's about changing my destiny and breaking that generational curse of having black text that drains you. Because ultimately, why do we have these situations? It's because one of the reasons is that, the generation before us didn't have the means or didn't actually pay enough attention or were not able to put away enough so that they never have to worry. So I really want to teach my children that. And I think that's why I'm comfortable with the conversation around money. And we deliberately teach our children money lessons. And I think I've grown to be comfortable because of what it can do. It doesn't control me though. Take it away, I'll still be this person because I did the inner work before I got to the money.
You took me to, was it the polo?
Yes, the Verve Clico Polo.
The Verve Clico Polo.
It's only just the best, event.
Okay, but I'm going to put you under
calendar.
pressure because you have to take me there again.
You
On the
enjoyed it
stage.
too much.
I'm going to dress breezier. I'm going to dress. I was so enamored by how you just owned it.
Yes.
And I think there's a level of money that allows you to do that.
Yeah.
And I was so under pressure because I knew I was the individual who was beginning to be looked at as moneyed.
Yes.
And I was like, how do I
fit in here?
People are like brown nosing, people are like in their own circles.
Yes.
And mind you, whilst being moneyed, I have money problems.
Yeah. Well, we all do.
Right?
Because everything is relative.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, so how does Amanda do it? What kind of money is this?
What kind of money do you need to have for this kind of conference?
Yeah. You were in white, like floating. And I was like, this is a money product. Yes, cool, a self-made.
Yeah.
Not in money areas, but self-made as in like you've taken the time to make yourself.
Yeah.
You've taken the time, but I think it takes money. I think it takes the comfort of money to be able to say, I'm going to self-build.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Forward to rather. To say, whilst I have the opportunity of money, I genuinely want to have the opportunity of knowing myself so I can handle this money.
Because without the ability to handle the money, you have serious problems. And I think it's a great place to kind of wrap up this conversation because, I really believe I deserve everything I've got. because I've worked hard for it. And I always say, there's no better person who can understand your journey than yourself. And sometimes when you asked earlier, how do I do it? How do I feel so comfortable around this conversation about money? It's really because I understand that it doesn't control me. So it doesn't define who I am, but it has given me a platform and the ability to actually reach and open doors that wouldn't have otherwise opened for me. So I think we must have a healthy relationship with money, must have a healthy conversation with ourselves, and do that inward work and deal with the demons that sit inside of us, how we were brought up around money. Those conversations are, don't tell people that you have stuff because they'll be jealous. Don't do that.
But it's because you have the wrong people around you.
Correct. But it's also because they bring themselves to the conversation. So when you have people that are actually quite comfortable with this themselves and where they've come from, people who acknowledge where they come from, then you have that opportunity to actually really feel and be comfortable that you deserve it. Because we can't have the life we want if we don't have these resources, right?
Amanda, let me tell you, firstly, I appreciate this conversation. I appreciate it because we've had this before.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like one of those interviews where I need to come through and say, oh, this is...
And be scripted.
Yeah, oh, this is who I am in this thing.
Yeah.
I felt so empowered by chatting to you constantly in our personal relationship that, it's been the fuel at some level to owning it.
Yeah.
Like I suffer from people telling me, no, don't post this.
Yeah.
Don't post that. Don't show your life like this. And yes, I don't post everything. I don't post. In fact, I don't
You're
even
not a
post
showy
at all.
person.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
But sometimes some people are attached to my story.
Yeah.
And I want to show sometimes to say,
yeah,
you can get
there. Yeah.
It's been a tough experience to do that though. Because I felt like there's a part of people who get inspired, and there's a part of people who just want to take you down.
Of course.
So even at this conversation, I don't know how to...
Yeah.
What do I walk away saying, look, I'm a sager. But I don't know how today and this conversation
is going to land.
Yeah. Because it's under the whole wealth thing and money thing. And I was quite nervous when I came here. I was like, Ish, we're talking about money. Yo.
I'm trying to get you out of your comfort zone, babe.
We're talking about money.
You see this?
Yeah. But and at some level, because I was told that, the industry doesn't have money, it doesn't do you good, it doesn't help you.
Yeah.
Do not.
But look what you've done with yourself. Look what you've been able to build. Yeah. And I think really at the core and the crux of it all is that we have to celebrate our successes. We have to celebrate every milestone. We've come from really harsh and tough conditions. Thank you. We have, and we must celebrate it. And we can't really be apologetic about that. We have to be unapologetically, of course, being responsible and not, splashing. But ultimately, listen, I always say that if someone says, I really shouldn't be enjoying my life so much because there are other people suffering, the truth is that even if I didn't have this much enjoyment, it wouldn't take away other people's suffering.
Listen,
right? So
I sat at a table with you in Cape Town, and there was Kelbauer, there was you, and there were a few influential people in the restaurant.
Space,
and I just felt like I need to own this wealth. I need to own this moment, and let me tell you what you've given me, Amanda. And I think you give this to everyone, whether you're dancing on Instagram, whether you're showing or giving wisdom.
Yeah.
There's a part of us that has somehow found a home in your world.
Yeah.
where we can all go flip. Like this is me.
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want.
yeah.
This is where I am.
Yes.
And you've allowed me to be somehow me.
Yeah.
And I genuinely feel like that is a baton placed on me to pass on, to say, whilst I'm not being crass and showy,
Yes, of
I want you
course.
to know that it's possible.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I want you to know that it gets lit sometimes.
Yeah. Like
That-
proper. Like proper.
we get to sip some P2. We get to sit on some seats. We get to sit on and enjoy our efforts.
Yes. Yes.
As
we
black
should.
people who
Yes.
seemingly weren't in the opportunity.
How dare we think we could, right?
I am so happy that I came across somebody like you, because you've unlocked that key for me.
Oh, thank you.
You remember, I was so nervous around,
Yeah?
I have this.
Yeah?
What do you
Yeah.
think?
And I'm like, you do? Oh, show me. Wait. I want to see.
So I appreciate you, and
Yeah.
and that sets me free, and that sets my goals even higher.
Yes. But I also think that, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic having you. But I think we really must never lose sight of the fact that we mean something to someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, there might be those people who feel like what we've been able to build is alienating for them. That has nothing to do with us. It's got everything to do with them. Yeah. There are people out there who are looking up to our stories and saying, my gosh, here I was sitting in this corner thinking it's never going to happen for me. But look at what Legend has been able to achieve. Look at what Amanda has been able to achieve. And we can never take that for granted. And I think that's not just a gift to the world, it's a gift to us. So in this conversation about money, we need to get comfortable. Because it changes lives.
I'm comfortable with the seats right now. I don't know what it is.
It must be the seats.
It must be you. And the seats.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Vaster Sage is so much more, it's just so much better that you made it here.
I don't understand how meeting you in Hyde Park and me being here across you makes sense. It doesn't. But I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to a better time. I'm looking forward to the convoys. I'm looking forward to our conversations and you making me more comfortable. You're quite ahead, and you matter to people like us, because it's been tough. We don't have mothers who are like that. We don't have sisters who are like that. We don't have brothers or fathers. So it is quite important that you exist for us.
Oh, thank you.
Because, yes, you know, buy something and you're a criminal.
That's
terrible.
True, right?
But we're turning that around.
We have to. But I think we must have more and more of these conversations with our children.
Yeah.
You're soon to be, hopefully in the future.
No,
children.
they're coming.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming through to the show. I really, really have appreciated this conversation because, you know, you and I always have it. And I think it was time we kind of just opened it up and let, you know, our viewers in on some of the conversations that we have. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people who have these conversations as well. And I really think that as Black people, we really need to start having more of them and being comfortable around them, because wealth creation is not a process that comes from a place of fear and discomfort. We have to be bold. We have to, you know, we don't wake up and have long hours and put in so much of our lives into these things we do, only to sit and shrink ourselves in the corner, right? We have to enjoy what we do. But the beauty of money is that it truly does help us transform the world around us. It's been such an amazing, amazing time with you, Legend.
Thank you so much
for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you have enjoyed this episode where we talk about money, and just that ability to create wealth. I really, really, really pray that you are sitting in your own safe space and talking to yourself about what your relationship with money is. Because it is through really confronting that and understanding where we've come from that we we are able to break these generational curses of expecting our children to look after us. We can hide behind culture and say that's how it should be. But the truth is that they are all suffering under the weight of the expectation. So how about we enable an environment where we can comfortably talk about these things and really allow our children to thrive through having learned money lessons from a younger age. And let's make it normal to talk about money. I really appreciate you tuning in to Vastly Sage. See you again soon.